Hey kids, it's time for another exciting episode of KWJUDAS. All right, folks, welcome to KWJUDAS. We are on Season 7, and this is going to be a really long season, folks. And we have the Unknown Sound Collective on the line. We're doing this show differently than we have ever done it before. Unfortunately, our guest is not able to join us in the studio tonight, so we have made arrangements to try and record this phone call. So I have Elena on the line. How you doing, Elena?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I can hear you and you can hear me, so I'm stoked as fuck.
Yeah, definitely. It's been tough for both in remote places.
It has been complicated trying to make this happen, folks. I've never done it like this before. I just thought I could probably figure it out. And so here we are. Where are you calling us from right now?
I'm actually in a little town outside of Santa Fe right now. We're on a tour going across country and then going to Europe, so
you're
haven't
currently
quite made it to Utah yet.
You're currently on tour right now.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right. How long have you been on tour?
For a pretty long time, since the beginning of April. So.
Yeah, it has been a minute. It's been pretty difficult trying to get a hold of each other. I mean, we have a lot of touring acts that practically live on the road. So what is your guys' situation like right now?
Well, I'm actually going to have a bunch of different situations. So one is that I'm right now in the U.S. I'm in a van with two people. My friend Yams, who's touring active microwave with orchestra, and
So he has
with
his own
Lydia Mamalis. Oh yeah.
his own project.
Yeah, they have their own projects. And then my friend Lydia also has a comics project, and so I run like Unknown Sound Collective stuff, do my own stuff, and they do their acts, and then we're gonna get to New Orleans, and from there I'm gonna fly to Europe and keep on doing my tour, but no longer with those two acts. I'm gonna be meeting up with some European collaborators.
Hell yeah, that's amazing. So when are you guys flying to Europe?
I'm gonna fly probably around like the beginning of May, so yeah, looking forward to it.
Where are you from?
I'm actually from like the Northeast, so I usually like to be in New York State or like around that area.
Right. Is that where you started your tour?
Yeah, I was living upstate, so Hudson Valley.
So when you say that your friend has a comic act, is that like stand-up comedy or what is that?
No, it's like, I mean, I guess there's like a humorous aspect to it, and I don't want to speak for them, but they have like a projections of like comics that they draw, and then
Cool.
yeah, it's very cool.
So when they perform, what do? Do they just bring their art around with you guys, or how does that work?
Yeah, and we have a lot of merch. Like I have poetry books. I do a lot of different kinds of art, and they have their like comics, and they use projections to read them and perform them to an audience. And then my friend Yams also has tapes. So we have all sorts of different media that we're bringing along.
Yeah, I kind of looked up your guys' stuff, and to be honest, it was a little difficult even getting an idea of what exactly the Unknown Sound Collective is. So maybe we should kind of backtrack and kind of explain a little more what is the Unknown Sound Collective.
Well, it's just a loose network of collaborations. It's just pretty much like all of the different types of media that I work in and everyone that I've worked with.
Cool.
So it's very nebulous, but my basis is in poetry. I'm used to poetry, and I have had a lot of different small presses publish my books. And then I got into music as a way to make poetry more of like an experience for people. So I got into singing and sound art, and was really inspired by a lot of minimalist composers. And then from there I got into video as well, glitch art and some more narrative-based video, usually inspired by like nature and landscapes, but trying to incorporate some storytelling as well. So, and then I also do visual work sometimes, painting and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I saw
sort of everything. Yeah.
So, as far as the music, what all do you do? You lyrics and singing, and what instruments do you play?
Yeah, so I start out with like poetry as my starting point for most songs.
Right.
And my lyrics come from there. I sing, and then I like to collect field recordings. A lot of my work is very environmental, like place-based.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I like to have a lot of field recordings and videos, and that's where I've gotten a little more conceptual lately, is to do like a mapping project, where I have different websites where I put in like sound maps, memory maps, and I've been trying to get people to contribute to these so that it's more of an ethnographic thing, not just mapping, but sort of community-based work, because I always like to, interact with people through art. So.
Oh hell yeah! Sounds like you got a lot of stuff going on. So it's mostly you, the one that's putting all this together, then.
Yeah, but I mean, I have a lot of inspiration and a lot of people that I work with that are really dedicated to what they're doing. I mean, right now, we're doing a show here outside of Santa Fe right now, and I'm just standing out front, and they're, there's some good sounds coming from inside.
Well, what we were going to do for the listeners out there, since we're obviously not able to perform live or anything, is I'm going to have a couple of songs here, kind of uninterrupted music, sorry. And we're going to come back in a little bit and talk a little bit more, and then have another good long chunk of uninterrupted music for you guys. So, stick around. This is the Unknown Sound Collective, and thank you all for listening. KWJUDAS Free Radio, Provo. Well, that was some interesting stuff here from the Unknown Sound Collective. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We have Elena on the line here. We were just kind of talking about some interesting stories that you might have experienced while out on the road. Sorry if you're hearing any of those weird static noises. Again, folks, technical difficulties. This is the first time we've done this. So when you're out on the road, you see a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah, we definitely had some crazy stuff happen. I mean, we drove from, like upstate New York and then headed down through Philly, Pittsburgh, Chicago. And something really crazy happened in Kentucky, actually. We played a show in Kentucky. And then I think it was like a few days after we went by the Ohio River and we were just standing like by the banks of the river. And some of my friends' friends were there, and we'd only been there for like maybe like 5 minutes or something. And we're looking out over the river. My friend goes like, "Oh my God!" And I look up, and there's just this huge splash in the water. And we realized that someone had driven straight into the river right in front of us, but across the river. So I was just like freaking out because I was like, well, like I should do something to help some person who's in this car, presumably.
What do you do?
I don't know what to do. Yeah, because I mean the river, it was very wide, so it was like to the point where something across it would take a very long time, and it was like,
Yeah.
So I called the rescue squad, and we were just all standing there, and we watched like the ambulance come over, like, and we're just like watching all this from like a great distance. But it's like we're like exactly across from it at exactly the moment when it happened.
Jesus.
But we like are utterly unable to do anything, except to call for rescue people that were already on the other side. So that was pretty crazy. And after that, we just went to, naturally, we went to the Waffle House in Indiana and just kind of sat there. And we were like...
That's what you do.
Yeah.
You just go to some 24-hour diner like Denny's and sit there and stare off like, what the fuck did we just see?
Exactly. And we've been having some strange, like, just generally, like, we've been seeing some crazy stuff on tour, like, we're out in New Mexico right now, and I mean, obviously this is like a huge issue, and like they're, climate change related, and like it's not like funny or interesting or anything. It's just kind of like a phenomenon that I feel like I need to acknowledge, is looking at the fires out here, the big fires. But there's sort of like a strange, like sad beauty to like seeing the sunset with like the smoke coming out of the fires. So I don't know. I mean, as I head towards Europe, I'm thinking about what's happening in Europe too, and just like, yeah, you really get to see when you're wandering around the world. You really get to see a lot of the world and the things that are going on.
So did you ever find out if the car driving into the water was on purpose or an accident?
That is what I really want to know, and I've been Googling, because I want to know, like, like...
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of questions.
Yeah, so, and this is something that's happened sometimes where, like, something crazy will happen, and I'll be looking up, like, local news, like, where am I going to Google, like, that this happened, like, in this particular place, and... There's nothing. There's literally nothing. Like, I feel like I've Googled, like, Ohio River, like, car. Like, if anyone knows what happened on the Ohio that day, then I would love to know. But
do you know what day it was?
To find out.
Like, ish?
I'd have to look it up. It was probably, like, a few weeks ago, but...
Oh, so it was really recent.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow. Huh. Yeah, if anybody listening right now has any information about somebody driving a car directly into the Ohio River, what was it, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, please drop a comment below on this video, because I am very curious myself. I might actually go and look some shit up, see if I can't dig anything up, because That's crazy that you couldn't even find anything. You'd think that would be somewhere in the news.
Yeah, and incidentally, there's articles on people doing this before, like a few years ago. So I feel like, yeah, it raises a lot of questions.
Yeah, especially for the fact that you can't find anything on it. Maybe there's something queasty going on, folks. Some kind of conspiracy. This is Judas Limbaugh here. Who knows what the lizard people are up to?
Oh no.
No lizard people. All right, fuck it. I don't wanna start spreading shit. I don't want to get known for that. So let's go into some more music here. Before we do, where are you guys gonna be in Europe? Just curious.
Well, I'm gonna play Serbia, Vienna, Berlin just got confirmed today, Glasgow.
Hell yeah.
Bulgaria, Hungary, Latvia, I think that's pretty much most of it. If anyone has leads for more places, I'm always down. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty busy. But I don't have return tickets yet, so if anyone wants to, meet me in Paris, happy to do it.
Well, you heard that one, folks, as well. Go ahead and drop a comment if you want to help these guys out in Paris. You guys are probably on your way to quite the adventure, though. I'm sure you will see a lot more crazy shit than just a car driving off the side of the road.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully less tragic.
Hey, yeah, I'm sure you'll get quite a balance of all sorts of different things. I don't know. Sure you're in for a treat. Where do people find your music online?
Yeah, well, most of the stuff is, it's like, I've gotten really into posting a lot of videos on YouTube, so that's really the best spot. But you can also just Google, Unknown Sound Collective with Bandcamp, and, I have a website, and my name's Elena Boss.
Can you spell that out?
I have, yeah, ELENA. And then B like boy, O-T-T-S. So that's my stuff. My solo project is called Morning Dove, just like the bird.
All right. For those of you trying to find some more stuff from these guys, go ahead and check it out. You got way more than just music involved in this project. We're going to go ahead and get on to another solid chunk of uninterrupted stuff, which, as you listeners know, isn't terribly common for me. I'm kind of a blabbermouth, so you guys get to take a little bit of a break from my obnoxious ramblings. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you, Elena, for sharing all of your artistic creativity with us tonight.
Thank you so much. It's great that you have these programs.
Yeah, we do what we can, and we only get paid in peanut shells. So if anybody wants to donate actual money, there will also be a link in the description to our Venmo. I'm broke as shit and I'm unemployed, folks. Come on, help a brother out. All right, any other links or anything you want to say to the folks before we get on with it?
No, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. This is the Unknown Sound Collective on KWJUDAS 3 Radio Provo. Thank you all for joining us tonight.
Hey, kid.
Oh, hey, Derpinsley guy. How's it going?
Well, you don't seem excited to see me at all, my glum chum. Something eating you, Derpin kid?
Oh, not really.
Well, in that case, nothing a can of Derpinsley's new flesh-eating wombats won't cure.
Oh, wombats again?
Yep.
Flesh eating?
Mm-hmm. In a can.
No!
Cuggly fugly flesh-eating wombats in a can.
My flesh!
Brought to you by
My
Derpinsley.
succulent
And remember,
carnal
if it doesn't say
flesh!
Derpin, it's not Derpinsley.
We'd like to thank you all for joining us on another exclusive episode of KWJUDAS here on Free Radio Provo. We now turn you back to our regular free radio programming.